Gary Tetro has always loved logging.
I enjoy being out in the woods because of the smell of the fresh wood, and it's just an awesome feeling that God's work and creation out there.
Gary also knows firsthand that logging is one of the deadliest professions in America. In 1988, he almost lost his life when a tree he was cutting fell on top of him.
It smashed the helmet and it went flying, and I felt it crushing my rib cage. And I seen my life go by like a recording going off. I told God, I don't want to die like this.
His wife Janet remembers the day she received the phone call from Gary's logging partner.
The way that he spoke on the phone, it was one of those things like your heart drops, like, you know, is he alive?
Gary had internal bleeding, several cracked ribs, and both his hips were broken. He also had torn his rotator cuff in his right arm.
On my way there to the hospital, I had been praying to God that he would be okay.
The internal bleeding stopped, and over the course of the next several months, Gary recovered from 2 hip replacement surgeries and the cracked ribs. But the pain in his shoulder still lingered. Doctors wanted to operate.
He says we can repair it, but it'll take a year to heal. You start working again, and it's just going to get torn, and it'll be twice as bad as it was before, and there's no going back. So I elected not to have it repaired.
Gary started working as a general contractor. He took several pain pills just to make it through the day. But when he was in bed at night, the pain was at its worst.
You'd lay in a position, and it'd wake you up just immediately, just sharp pains.
Gary lived with his pain for the next 22 years. Then, one day, while watching the 700 Club,
Gordon said,
in an act of faith, place your hand on that area of the body that needs healing.
as I told the Lord at that time, I says, I can't put my hand on all the parts that are hurting right now, Lord. Oh, well, I'll put it on my shoulder. That's really bugging me. I felt like reverse raindrops pulling the pain out of my shoulder. I could feel it leaving. I screamed for joy. My arms went up in the air, and I go, I'm healed.
What are you talking about? You're healed. And then he said, God healed me. And it was just one of just overjoy that God had healed him.
It's been 2 years since Gary was healed, and he's now able to live his life without pain.
I could put my hand over my head and not feel that sharp pain that I had before. It felt like my arm and shoulder had gained 20 times over the strength that it had before. I was able to sleep at night. My wife loved that, and I was thankful for that.
Gary and Janet tell everyone to continue to trust God for healing, no matter how long it takes.
Don't give up. Just be faithful and keep praying, and God will answer prayer.
Keep your trust in the Lord, because the Lord will be there.